It's already on, whatever. Welcome back to Bring Cases Review Cave. I have so much to say about this, but I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible because my phone could poop out at any time. So, this is an album released by a very historic hip-hop trio, Tribe Called Quest, comeback album, 2016. 2016, definitely the year of comeback albums. David Bowie, De La Soul, I'm a fucking idiot. De La Soul and David Bowie, although this is my favorite out of all of them. After 20 years of doing nothing, these guys come back. Phife Dawg dies of like ass cancer or something, or diabetes, I don't know. But it became the focus of this album. They had to finish it. He had a couple of verses. Q-Tip and the guy whose name begins with J that I can't remember, they had to finish it. This is my favorite Tribe Called Quest album. Even more than this one, Low End Theory. I understand that people like this album. This album's better though. So, not only is the production is probably the best thing about this album. It's way more layered. You have these a couple trap drums and hi-hats that you hear in here, combined with the old 90s style of jazz rap that they did back then. So they're really doing the perfect sound collage here. But in addition to that, you also have a bunch of the, there's nothing in terms of an overarching theme for this album, but the closest you have to that are these brilliant just series of little noises that they incorporate throughout here. I've never heard anyone speak about this when it comes to this album, but you have little beeping, boop, 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 that's in. They put at the beginning and the end of certain tracks very loudly so that you're familiar with them. It's at the beginning of Black Spasmodic and at the end of Moving Backwards, but they also incorporate it through all the other tracks really silently, so that once you have it in your head, it's in your subliminal, you can actually spot it through multiple listens. So that's how multiple listens really does reward you for listening to this album. So the production's fantastic. You have the beeping, a bunch of other sounds as well. I think there's a bunch of guys yelling. That's another one. That's another vocal sample they use. They also do like a really sexual lady noise. That one that they put at the end of I think Kids. Yeah, Kids leading into Melatonin. And a bunch of other ones too. I think there's a sound that really sounded like it was from Nate Dogg and Warren G's Regulate. I don't know, doesn't matter, but I'm willing too much and I need to speed this review up. So this album is fantastic. Rapping, political, however, the politics, even though I disagree with how anti-Trump and leftist these guys are going, it doesn't even bother me because these guys don't really shove the political agendas into your face. They really just beautifully incorporate it into into every song here. And another thing, every single song is extremely relaxing, but at the same time really engaging. It's like taking a walk through the woods and there's a breeze, not too cold. There's sun, but it's not burning your skin. It's the right level of engaging without all the bullshit and the pain and the unfavorable qualities. And I think every single song here is fantastic. Except for, I think, maybe The Killing Season and MOBIUS, which are still great tracks, but I don't find the instrumentals to be as fantastic as any of the others here, because it's just the standard was set so high. Every single track is extremely recognizable. The production, I'd say the best I've ever heard in a long time. It might be in like maybe my top 5 my favorite production in any album. The cover's fantastic. These could be like covers for the vinyl records, or it could be the tiles of a bathroom wall. This guy could be bending over and taking a leak. That could be his dick, or just a really oversized hand. Just like a very disproportionately oversized hand. I'm very suspicious. I think that's his penis, but it doesn't even matter because this could be graffiti. The cover's brilliant, but the cover, small part of the whole thing. 16 tracks divided into 4 sections of 4 each. It's 4 squared tracks. And every one is good, even MOBIUS and Killing Season. I recommend everyone listen to this album, because this is like the definition of an easy listen. You have rapping that's engaging, but you also have melody. People who don't like the rapping can enjoy the melody and how great the production is. People who like the rapping can also marvel at the fucking amazing production and everything else about it. Old people can enjoy Solid Wall of Sound with Elton John on it, with the Elton John sample, and then Elton John, when he, older Elton John actually coming in himself into the studio with Q-Tip and the other guys and singing a really, really nice vocal at the end of that song. And then, people who are new can enjoy Kendrick Lamar on Conrad Tokyo rapping his ass off for maybe 20 seconds. For everyone. And I'm unironically saying that this album has such a wide level of appeal that I bet you if my dad did not hate me so much, I could show this to him and he would love it. Every track, I believe, has fantastic song structure, because these guys clearly know what they're doing after 20 years of making music. Space Program, just We the People, that song's great. I want to get into describing each one, but I can't because maybe I can describe highlights. Space Program, fantastic synth pattern that I notice when Q-Tip's verse comes in, the two measure that they're divided up in, if we were to get the synth loop divided into two, where it goes do, 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 ba-do, do, 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 they switch the measures when Q-Tip's verse comes in so that it sounds completely different, but at the same time, it has a sense of familiarity to it, and it feels like the sound of the song is evolving as you're listening to it. So We the People, political anthem, didn't stand out to me as much as at first because I felt like the drum track was very overbearing, wasn't as memorable to me as the other stuff. But when the piano comes in and that kind of distorted synthesizer that's there throughout, the track is quite a marvel, and I did not really give it the attention it deserved when I first listened to it. Whatever Will Be is really great too. Fantastic production. A bit of a simple Tribe Called Quest song, a little bit of a cool like guitar, very bassy, rubbery guitar loop that's there throughout. Solid wall of sound. One of my favorite tracks on here. When the piano comes in and Q-Tip's verse comes in, or no, I think that might be Five Dog's verse. Yeah, Five Dog's verse, and the little little sound effects in the background along with the piano. It is one of the most simultaneously relaxing and engaging things, which I never would have thought. A song with Busta Rhymes, who's also on the song, he's doing his trademark, you know, doing that, and it's still really relaxing. Like, the fact that these guys are able to make this melodic and relaxing, while at the same time giving you all these really engaging and sometimes really speedily rapped sections, is very, very impressive to me. This Generation, one of the most relaxing guitar loops in history. I love it so much. This song is so good. When the African kid or whatever he is keeps singing the name of the song over and over again for the hook, God, that's so good. And the production, just the production on these songs is so fucking awesome. The guitar melody on the This Generation song is probably one of the most carefree and relaxing, and I'd say mentally liberating guitar loops I have ever heard. That might just be a me thing. Some of you might disagree. I don't know. And then Andre 3000 on Kids, another political song. I think partially anti-cop as well. He wants to pour out some liquor on a cop's grave. And also he thinks that some digital church bells sound good. I'm sure that is a reference to something that I will understand when I'm older. But Kids is a great song too. More synthesizers that are repeated. The beat doesn't evolve that much over time. However, it's engaging enough and there's enough detail packed into this beat, as are the other ones, to keep it engaging. Melatonin, oh, such a good, I can't even get, there's so many, like, I don't even know where to start when it comes to these tracks. Melatonin's great, great guitar solo by Jack White. Never listened to his music, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but the end with the lady singing, this lady sings the end of that song, and then Q-Tip comes in and they sing too, and everyone starts fucking singing, it's so fucking good. Then Enough, oh, Jesus Christ, it's so good. So okay. Before I keep kissing this record's ass, I will say some things I dislike about this album. This is the most negative I can be, and I don't want my phone to shut off because it did it last time. MOBIUS and The Killing Season are my two least favorite tracks because the beats aren't as catchy or sticky or recognizable. It drags a little bit more. I like the fact that Kanye's on here saying like one word over and over again. I wish he could have done more. I like Kanye's character. I wanted for him to say more than one word on this song, but still pretty cool. However, I also like the bass line on The Killing Season, but that doesn't make up for the fact that the song is not as engaging as the rest of these songs. And in between some of these songs, there are pretty long pauses, specifically between Melatonin and Enough, which they seemed like mistakes to me, but for some reason they're just there. They're in the vinyl too. I don't know why they're there. They don't really do anything. Doesn't really build any emotion. It's kind of weird. Don't know why that's there. That's the most negative I can get though. Every other track is so fucking awesome. You got MOBIUS. I get it. Still really great production. Beat definitely switches up. The beats, the song is sandwiched in between two different, God damn it, how am I even going to say this? So, this is so simple. I don't know why I got to say it. So, there's one beat that comes in the beginning, then it switches up, and then it switches back to the same beat. How hard was that, Brian? That's what Mobius is. It's still pretty cool, but then it transitions really well into another one of my favorite tracks, Black Spasmodic, which is, I don't even know how to fucking describe it. It's like reggae. It's kind of like reggae. But it's in the best way possible, and in the most awesome and epic and kind of aggressive way possible. This is one of the more aggressive tracks off of the album. Going to Killing Season with Kanye saying one word, "Lost Somebody," which is one of the very few songs that actually gets me kind of emotional, because it's a very great cut about Phife Dawg's death. But when the vocal melody with the ladies singing comes in, and then when they go back into Jerobe's verse, and you have these these vocal just harmonies in the background, and then the singing comes back in and the drums start freaking out. It definitely is an emotional climax in the album, and it works extremely well. It's like the great gig in the sky of this album. And then you got Moving Backwards, fantastic song with Anderson .Paak with the very great drums at the beginning, and then just the guitars that come in. There's a lot of guitars in this album, but it sounds great. And then Anderson .Paak comes in, and his singing is way better than in other things he's done. And then, Jesus Christ, then the song continues progressing with these melodies. Then Conrad Tokyo with Kendrick Lamar and his thing, and there's like a bunch of electric keyboard solos at the end of this song that's so good. Then Ego with its melodies. Then the Donald, which is another one of my favorite tracks. For some reason, this track is very sad to me too. It's just so relaxing with the guitars and the little yelping vocal samples in the background. It is about Phife Dawg. It's another tribute. Maybe that's why it's emotional. Me and my zitty face, I'm just having such a problem with me and my adolescent ass trying to just describe this album. So, Donald, not about Donald Trump. I know it sounds like it, but it's not. You got these guys talking about. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else I can say. It's so good. I need to stop spoiling stuff in this album. Also, that my phone's gonna poop out at any moment. Listen to this. It is a 9. It is a fucking 9. That's how good this album is. You need to listen to that album. Anyone listening, listen to that album. It is underrated. You need to listen to it more. I understand people like this album, but not enough people know what it is. They don't have enough streams on Spotify as they should. Listen to this album. Me and my zitty face is telling you right now, listen to this goddamn album, and I just detailed why in this 12 minutes and 47 seconds. This album is so fucking good. Listen to it right fucking now. This has been a motherfucking review.